Hello, my name is Natalie Zacharias from Tending Your Spirit, and I'm so happy to be talking to you today about music, medicine, songs, frequencies, liberating your voice, and all the things music. This is an aspect of my work that I haven't held in the way that I'm doing now. I've definitely been singing since I was a child. You can ask my mother. And more recently, I've been stepping into holding space for others to liberate their voices and to connect with music in a way that I have been doing for 10 plus years. And before we even go to speaking about your voice and, um, singing and all the things that aspect of using your voice to channel healing, I want to talk to you about obviously about your voice, but not even just your singing voice. I want to actually talk about, like the deeper aspect of your voice, something that I've experienced and I've seen through my own healing around sharing my voice, but also in the spaces that I've been holding space for healing over the years. There's something that's so intrinsic about people really going into the deeper layers of liberating themselves and allowing their voices to be heard. That's a part of you that, for so many of us, we were taught along the way to be quieter, smarter, more palatable. And that's simply just, it's ways that we've been shut down, diminished, like our brilliance has been dimmed through so many different experiences. I mean, I have memories from childhood, and this is not necessarily around singing, but just of sharing my voice. I mean, I'm sure some of you can relate to, being in the classroom and perhaps it's your English teacher that's telling you to read out loud and all of the terror that one experiences in their body of like, oh my gosh, I need to read out loud. I can't make a mistake. People are going to laugh at me. I'm going to be judged. They're going to think I'm stupid or whatever it may be. And then even just thinking of experiences I've had growing up of just simply just not liking listening to my voice. I mean, how many of you can relate to that? Just not liking the sound of your own voice. That's something that I found over the years that is true, though. A lot of people have difficulty with that. And I know for myself, there was a point in my life where I also had a hard time just listening to my voice. I was just cringed at it. There's deeper layers of to explore with that of like where one can say like deeper levels of like self-hatred and self-abandonment. And really, with the work that I'm doing around the voice, whether it's in the song circles or the one-on-one sessions that I'm holding, is really to allow for deeper levels of self-love and self-acceptance, really in devotion to liberation. Because I feel it's just so important for all of us to be liberated. Like now's the time for liberation to be true. And so then I asked this question of like, when was the last time you made a sound just for the sake of it? Not necessarily singing, and not not with the intention of making a sound to sound good, or to even be heard by anyone. Just like allowing something to move through you. Like, when's the last time you've just allowed not only sound, but emotion to flow through you in the form of sound? So many of us we just have the stories of like, I don't have a good voice, I can't sing. We just have different stories about our voice and about ourselves, because there's an intrinsic connection around our voice and our sense of who we are. Perhaps you've had people saying like, oh, you can't hold a melody, you sing off key, you have a terrible voice. I was thinking of, something that a family member of mine just always says, as far as my entire life I've known her. She just always says, I have a terrible voice. My voice is awful. I can't sing. And I've always said, I'm like, you can make sound, therefore you can sing. There's a very technical aspect of singing where so many of us just don't know how to engage our diaphragm and our muscles, and to be able to allow for our breath and our voice to resonate and allow for sound to come out in a way that is harmonious. That's a very real thing. There's like the technical aspects of it. Then there's the subconscious aspects, which is what I focus on, is because of all the ways that we hold ourselves back from expressing. And you know, if you're in that space of like, I'm ready to be liberated from that. I no longer want to keep myself shut down or tucked away merely because I'm afraid of how I'll be received. There's so much that we can learn about ourselves through our journey of allowing ourselves to express sound. There's just so much medicine that we carry through our voice. We just don't know that. And I just, I'm very interested in looking at the ways that the wounds that hold us back, how we can transform them. And sometimes that's in the group of holding a song circle and allowing your voice to be heard and received by others. And for some people, that may be too overwhelming for them. So that's why I've also created this space for the one-on-one sessions. So the song liberation sessions, so you can have that space held, just me and you, and explore the ways that the things that come up for you when it comes to singing and sharing your voice. Honestly, this is what I know to be true. Your voice isn't meant to be perfected. It's meant to be freed. And when you free it, something happens that I generally cannot fully put into words. It's like your body, your soul, your heart just remembers something ancient. There's a way that I just feel the ancestors rejoice when someone in their lineage liberates their voice. There's just something so intrinsically beautiful about that, precious about that. And, in many ways, song is the most sacred form of devotion. It's a way that, you're able to say, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm willing to be heard by something that's greater than my own fear. And honestly, that's medicine. That's prayer in living motion. And so if you're someone who's been sitting, like I said, with the thought of I can't sing, I want to gently, lovingly challenge that in the ways that I do. Because in the work that I do, I've just watched so many people who swore they had no voice, that they couldn't learn songs, they couldn't carry a melody. I mean, goodness, someone just recently, not only has she sang a new song in ceremony, she sang a song in a language that she didn't even know. And that was the most liberating experience I could have possibly imagined. Just to see the joy she was exuding while singing that. And there's just something really raw and real. And there's a way that people respond to that that's just healing for everyone. You devoting to your own liberation of your voice in many ways heals the collective. Because think of it in the ways of each person having their own brilliance, their own light that's very unique to them. And when they start to shine brighter unapologetically and just channel love and joy and goodness into the world, that's going to make this world a brighter place. And with all the chaos and all the just craziness that's happening around the world, we need people to start doing that more and more. We have a choice. We can focus on all the things that are going wrong, all the things that are coming to light that have been in the background, or we can use our mana, our energy to focus on the ways that we can create a better world. And for me personally, I'm going to focus on that because that's where I want to put my energy and my devotion into, is ways to make this world a better place, not only for myself and the people that I love and the people who are here, but for future generations, because that's really what it's all about, is returning this entire reality that we're existing in back to a harmonious, loving, abundant reality, what it's always meant to be. And so in the ways that is, in the ways that I'm able to, that's why I'm so passionate about this. Because really when it comes down to it, it's the liberation of souls. It's the liberation from all the trauma, from all the darkness that has been. It's the returning to the essence of who we really are. And something in addition to just like supporting the liberation of one's voice, something that I'm really enjoying in these, especially with the song circles, is this aspect of music medicine that I guess you can say there's songs that are created very purposefully with the intention of connecting to different benevolent beings, deities, guides, guardians, ancestors, the earth, like just beautiful spirits. And there's a way that we can use our voice in the form of singing to channel healing and to call in these allies into a space, especially in ceremony, and something that, you know, it's like the spiritual aspect of connecting your heart to the heart of the songs that we sing. And it's something I've been learning over the past 10 plus years and feel really passionate about. And the teachings that I'm teaching particularly in the song circles, but also in the one-on-one sessions, is really this gnosis that I've attained through these experiences, and the power of not only building a relationship with the songs in the form of learning the lyrics and the melodies and, you know, understanding the intonations and the ways that the different ways that you pronounce the words, how it's like a very particular way of calling in different energies, but also just connecting your heart to the songs and really understanding who you're calling in when you're singing these songs and developing a relationship with those beings. You know, if you don't have, and for example, I learned this lesson through a song where it's literally calling in Archangel Michael through this song, and I was in a medicine ceremony, and I'll go into details. I go into details of the song circle sharing this, but it was just this really profound experience I had of calling in this powerful presence into the space. And what was illuminated for me in doing so was just seeing the layers that still was afraid of my own power, or the layers of my being that just held a lot of shame. And it was all up for healing, because that's what I was calling in, was to literally transform darkness into light. And it was such a powerful experience and a powerful healing process for me in that moment, and for the days that followed, to really transform that. And I feel that allowed for me to step into a deeper state of the medicine that I carry. And so that's why I love connecting folks with this spiritual aspect of connecting with songs, because I really do believe we have so much ability to channel healing into the spaces that we occupy, and through our voice in particular. And then there's also the piece that I've learned over the past few years of how to receive songs from spirit. If you're a person who's been wanting to be inspired and create your own songs, there's a way that, for me, the way that I have received songs from spirit is something that I've been working on for many, many years, to cultivate this openness to wanting to receive, first and foremost, and then making offerings and being very clear of, these are songs that I want to receive for healing, because that's the intention. For me, that's the intention, is liberating souls. And so I love helping people tune into the way that music is all around us. It's just tuning into it, aligning yourself with listening deeply to hear the melodies that literally are just flowing always, and to receive, get into that meditative state, and to be able to receive the words that want to come through. So I'll end this video by just sharing that your voice is sacred. And I believe reclaiming it, your voice, allowing yourself to be heard, reclaiming the power that exists within your voice, is possibly one of the most revolutionary acts that you can do at this time. And so if you're interested in learning more of ways that you can explore the liberation of your voice, if you're interested in working with me, you're invited to join me for one of the song circles that I hold. I'll make sure to post the link at the bottom of this video. And you're also welcome to explore one-on-one song liberation sessions with me. You can go to heal.me/tending your spirit, and you can book a session there and get on the calendar that way. So I hope this video was supportive for you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.